and the round spherical shape of it is that regardless of size, no matter how small or how large, from 1 inch to 50 miles or 5,000 miles, the size of a ball does not matter. The spherical angle will always remain constant. In other words, the viewable arc angle will always remain the same, and the only thing that can change is the level of the viewpoint perspective, either closer or farther away, which increases or decreases the perspective viewpoint. So that you understand, regardless of the size of Earth, the arc angle or the spherical angle remains the same. Course size matters 100%. So the ratio or the degree in difference between the size of the ball and the viewer's perspective accounts for everything the viewer sees. So to make a statement saying that the ball size doesn't matter compared to what you're going to see on top of a ball is ridiculous. Everything we see is based upon size ratio perspective. You're actually trying to convince people that if you placed a fly on top of a huge ball, that it's the same perspective that a man would have or an elephant would have? The diameter of the Earth is 8,000 miles, roughly. So if this fly was actually on the sphere of the Earth, it would roughly be around 2,000 miles wide. Huge. Imagine a 2,000 mile wide fly on top of the Earth. You'll notice its large viewpoint area from the horizon to the eye level. So if the ball stays the same size, but the viewer's perspective decreases in size, the outcome will be that the viewpoint will decrease as well. So the smaller the fly gets, the smaller its perspective gets because of its size ratio to the Earth. Flies an airplane, knows that you have to look down. And that's exactly why airplane windows are designed lower than the head is, because you are always looking down. If you were looking eye level at 90-degree angles, then the airplane window would be higher so that you could see the eye level imagery. But all windows are designed slightly lower so that the passengers can actually view the horizon, which is lower, which is below the wing, which is lower than the plane that you are on, because the earth plane or the flat land plane is below you. Therefore, the horizon, no matter what it looks like to you, never rises. A complete fabrication and misunderstanding of the truth. And so now you have every Tom, Dick, and Harry out there spreading bullshit to the people, completely teaching the opposite of truth and all that goes against nature and physics. It's amazing how many people out there have actually now convinced themselves that the Earth is flat because they're using completely illogical logic to try to figure it out. And the sad thing is that you have people like this who don't even grasp the size ratio dynamics. And if you don't understand about the spherical angle and the arc of a sphere, then rewind this video and learn about the size ratio perspective, which of course not one flat earther has addressed, because if they did, it would crumble their foundation.
Stays at the same level, it has to be flat. It's impossible for there to be a curve in the horizon. So, Truthiracy, House of No Wisdom, consider yourself debunked.
Your CGI and distorted imagery is cute, but unfortunately, your logic isn't. It's amazing how many people in this movement just have absolutely no grasp whatsoever of truth and perspective and size ratio, basic, fundamental analysis that anyone should perform before allowing yourself to be led by the Pied Piper to nonsense and bullshit. And so the reason that the flat-faced earthers do not see the truth is because they have a very narrow, thin view, because they have blinders on.
Stays at the same level. It has to be flat. It's impossible for there to be a curve in the horizon.
So, Mr. My Perspective, I will teach you about perspective since you know nothing about it. So since everyone is so confused and blind to the truth, what I did is I took my time and I designed in a 3D program a huge, gigantic sphere, and on that sphere I put a tree and an airplane. And just to show you that this is a huge sphere, and there is a huge 747 airplane on it, I zoom out and I zoom back in to show you that yes, indeed, it is there. And the truth is, the scale is still not even proper. The airplane would be much, much, much smaller. But this was enough to show you the effect. And that perceived effect on the size ratio of being on the Earth, or a sphere, as you pan around, all the way around, you'll see that the horizon appears to be flat. Only when you rise up to a different plane level, to the plane level below you, do you start to gain a perspective and even begin to see any type of curvature of the Earth. And this slight curve, or this spherical curve, is exactly consistent with that which we see from airplanes or high altitudes. So as you clearly see when you stand on a ball and you look around, it is perceived to be flat. So as you see, the explanation of the flat Earth is from natural, normal means, not some supernatural fantasy.
Stays at the same level. It has to be flat.
No, it doesn't.
It's impossible for there to be a curve in the horizon.
It's hilarious listening to you talk about panoramic, flat, fake views that come from the natural, round truth that you and anyone else that is fooled fail to grasp. Do you even understand what a panoramic view is? Obviously not.
Well, then the curve you see is from the camera lens. Well, then the curve you see is from the camera lens.
What you talking about, Willis?
What is it with these guys blaming glass windows for seeing curvature in the Earth, and then this guy is saying that, you know, the curvature of the Earth or the horizon that we see must be due to what? Camera lenses? Are you joking? You mean camera lenses that take perfectly normal pictures all the time, but have something against horizons and hate them, so now they're going to bend horizons because they don't like them or something? Camera lenses can pick and choose what they want to distort?
Well, then the curve you see is from the camera lens.
No, it's not.
The only way that you can rotate 360 degrees around you and the horizon stays at the same level, it has to be flat.
No, it doesn't, and that's exactly why the flat horizon that we're panning around right now is from a round spherical globe, not a flat land. So yes, at your size ratio compared to the size of the Earth, it does appear from your perspective to be flat.
And the horizon stays at the same level, it has to be flat.
Then explain how I can zoom in to a spherical object on top of it, pan around, and everything looks perfectly flat. So what you just said is debunked 100%. You are able to stand on a spherical object, look around, and it can appear to be flat. Period. Your shallow grasp came from your lack of understanding of basic principles of size ratio and perspective. And because of this very shallow, thin, and narrow perspective, you should actually change your name from my perspective to not my narrow perspective, but my flat perspective. You wanna try me? First you better learn how to think, cause I'm the pinnacle. That means I'm rated supreme, and I'm notorious. I'll crush you like a jelly donut, cause I'm bad. Your license to debunk has been revoked. Like I said, I'm just beginning to drop truth bombs. In part 3, I'll be dropping the nuke.